So your wife's searching with divorce papers out of nowhere, and you're saying, what's going on? What's happening here? Look at the life that she has, the house that she lives. Look at the good lifestyle that she has. Yes, that is true, but there's probably something that you're missing. And it's this word that's thrown around on the internet all the time called presence. You weren't present, you weren't present, you weren't present. Well, what the fuck does that even mean? You weren't present. Well, in this video, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. It's what does it mean to be present as a man? A lot of guys, myself included, were big babies. So made a lot of money, status, you name it. But emotionally, you were just a baby. You were still a child. And not knowing how to handle those emotions rob you of being present. So if you allow yourself to be taken by an emotion, then you're not present in the here and you're not present in the here and the now. Past the bus. If you're not present in the here and the now, then you're somewhere else. You're not present. And what a woman needs, a woman is a storm, and the man is the mountain. And the woman is very emotional. It's like an emotional storm, and what they need is a grounding force. Someone that can ground their emotions when they're highly emotional, especially it has a lot to do with their cycles. When you do that, you provide safety for the woman. When you're able to ground yourself and ground your emotions, you provide what's called emotional safety for a woman. And that's what she looks for. But if you can't provide that, you can provide everything else, it's just a storm that turns into a bigger storm, that turns into a bigger storm, because she needs someone to anchor. The feminine needs to be anchored, to be grounded. And the feminine uses the masculine for this. So if you're not present in the here and now, there's no way you could ever be grounded with her, with anyone, or with your children. If you're always thinking about work, if you're always thinking about the next business deal, closing the next client, your finances, getting ready to go on that vacation or that fishing trip, and you're not in the here and now, you're not a grounding force, you're not an anchor to your family. And it might be too late already. There's probably chances for after watching this, you're either been threatened by divorce, in the process of divorce, or getting divorced. And that's okay. But you just learn. You need to understand what happened and why did it happen. So a lot of the things we teach in my community, by the way, if you're interested in working with me, click the link in the description below, Divorce to Dominance. A lot of the things we do in our community is grounding exercises, journaling, meditation, and really understanding how to be present in the here and now. Because it's not only with your family, but also in business. Like if you think about it, if you're going to close the multi-million-dollar deal and you have the client in front of you, like you need to be in a grounded, present state to make sure that the client trusts you with the money or with the deal. So as men, one of our main jobs is to be present in the here and now. And that gets confused a lot because society tells us have a fancier car, have more women, have more this, have more that, instead of it teaches us how to be. It teaches us how to do instead of being. And being is the here and the now. And that's really the crux of it. I remember when I went through my divorce, my coach told me, hey, you weren't present. And I didn't really understand what that meant at the time. But now I get it. I was there like a zombie. Like imagine yourself like a zombie. He's there. It's a dead body that's physically there, but inside he's dead. So a lot of men live life like this, and they sedate with sports, with alcohol, with porn, you name it. Yeah, they're present at home. I mean, they're not present. They're at home and they're with their children physically, but emotionally they're not there. So this storm, the feminine, needs to be grounded, and when she's not grounded, she doesn't feel that sturdiness. She doesn't feel safe with you. Then she says, I'm going to go find another mountain, or I'm going to go somewhere else because this is not grounding me. And by the way, the woman doesn't necessarily have to leave for someone else. She could just say and come to the realization like, this is not safe for me. I don't feel emotionally safe. I'm sure you guys have heard that. I don't feel emotionally safe. And that's what they mean. They don't feel emotionally safe because you don't do what you say you're going to do. You say you're going to clean the garage and you don't clean it. Anytime there's a discussion, you get defensive instead of leading it. You might be angry, punch walls, slam doors. And you need to remember that you as the man are physically stronger than a woman. And even though you might have not, laid a finger on any woman, just your presence, because you're physically stronger, bigger and powerful, is threatening to them. And these emotions get stored in what's called their pain body. And that's why they feel, I don't feel safe with you. And you're saying, like, what do you mean you don't feel safe with me? I'm your husband. Like, what do you mean you don't feel safe with me? Like, look at everything you have. Well, that's what they mean. That's what they're talking about. They don't feel safe, emotionally safe. And women interpret the world through emotions. Men mostly interpret the world through logic. So if emotionally they're experiencing a very unstable man, then there's no way they're going to feel safe with you. And it's the truth, but you learn your lesson. That's why I like to say in this channel that divorce is God's wake-up call, because this is your opportunity to do it differently. This is your opportunity to truly reset and become the man God's calling you to be. And it's a painful process, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's a process that maybe you had to go through so that you can finally find yourself, so you can finally find the God within you. And that's what we do here at Divorce of Dominance. We take men who are in the pit of divorce and we help them live a dominant lifestyle. And a dominant lifestyle is not flashy things, although that's a result. A dominant lifestyle is being truly at peace with who you are. I talk to a lot of guys who hit me up on the DMs. And I ask them, hey, so what do you want to do? You want to reconcile or you want to move on forward with a divorce? And it's funny because what a lot of them tell me is just, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And when you think about it, nothing externally could ever make you happy. If you made money, a lot of money, you've bought fancy things or gone to the nicest restaurants, you're going to know that, yeah, it was fun for a while, but then it kind of gets old. So happiness comes from within. Your wife doesn't give you happiness. Your kids don't give you happiness. I mean, they do, but if you're not happy inside, you won't be able to project that. So going back again, like being present in the here and now, it's like, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, The Matrix, where at the end, when Neo realizes that he's Neo and Agent Smith, the agents are shooting at him and he just goes like this and all the bullets stop. Like, that's how you want to be as a man. Nothing phases you. Nothing gets you off center. Nothing gets you off track because you're so grounded that you're able to provide. It's like you have that gravitas. You're able to provide that for your family, in business, to the world. But the trick is, not the trick, the key, finding God is the key to fulfillment. The key, the only way you can truly be present, in my opinion, is being connected to God. And God could be whatever you want to call it, or whichever God you want to call it. But understanding that there's a higher purpose, there's a higher power, there's an invisible hand, like Adam Smith used to say, for those economic geeks. There's a higher purpose, there's a higher power, and our job as men is to connect with that energy, with that consciousness, with that thinking stuff, like William Wallace talks about in The Science of Getting Rich. So, I invite you guys to challenge yourself to truly be present in your day-to-day, especially if you're going through a divorce. Instead of being reactionary and sending ugly text messages or whatever the case may be, can you be grounded? Can you be present? Can you be here in the here and now? All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Until next time, take care now. Bye-bye then. And remember who you are.